Hey guys, Scare9 here, welcome back to my channel today, and in this video we're going to be breaking down everything, pretty much, that was just shown to us with the new TWAB. Usually I would do like a highly edited video with like captions and stuff, and I just don't have time for that right now, and there is way too much information here to do that anyways. It would take me like all night to do that, so I'm just going to be doing it live. We're going to go over the highlights and that sort of thing. This probably will be quite a long video, 10-15 minutes, something like that. So timestamps down in the description, down as my pinned comment, that sort of thing. You know, if you're interested in the super buffs, skip to that. If you're interested in the super nerfs, skip to that. But there's a lot of very, very interesting information in this video. And if you hear bells ringing, my cat is sitting right here on my lap. She has a collar with a bell. She hates when I try to take it off, and she won't leave me alone. So I'm in a weird situation. So let's just go ahead and let's go for it. So first off, we're going to start with all the Crucible changes. Now, we've kind of talked about these things in live streams, and I believe I did a video on some of these things. But just to recap, they're going to be essentially condensing the experience down to 3v3, 6v6. They're going to be completely revamping the map screen. So there's going to be a classic mix, which is, you know, quick play from now, but it's going to have control, clash, supremacy. They're going to be 6v6. So there's that. Competitive is going to be replaced by a 3v3 survival only playlist. Thank fucking Christ, by the way. Goodbye, Countdown. Get the hell out of my game. And then there's also going to be a solo queue for survival as well. These things contribute towards your glory. And then at the very center, there's going to be a 6v6 control playlist. This is where they want new players to start because it kind of gives a feel for the general state of Crucible. That makes a lot of sense to me. There's also going to be a 6v6 rotating game of the week and a 4v4 rotating game of the week. I don't know why they don't just make this 3v3 though. That seems really odd to me, but whatever. We'll keep going. They're also removing some Crucible maps and retuning them and then adding them back later in a later season. I find this to be a weird move because the first one they are removing is probably my favorite map in the entire game, Dead Cliffs. I love that map, and it kind of sucks that they're removing it. At least Javelin 4 is staying in. I love that map too, but that one's going to be gone. And then 3 other maps. Legion's Gulch, get that the hell out of here. I never wanted to come back. Retribution, it's an alright map. Solitude, I actually really like that map as well. I would have rather they took away Meltdown, but, you know, whatever. Those 4 maps are going, and then they're adding 3 more. Where are they? Widow's Court, Twilight Gap, of course, returning from Destiny 1, and then a brand new map called Fragment, which is it's a combination between Dreaming City and the Infinite Forest. But I look at this, and I don't really get a Dreaming City vibe. Like, it's kind of vexy, maybe a little bit. I don't know. We'll have to see what that one looks like. This doesn't really give a good indication of what the gameplay is going to be like. There's a lot of open lanes and that sort of thing, but I think it only kind of looks that way because we're not sure like of the 3D architecture. Like, how far is this pillar sticking out? Are there sight lines and that sort of thing? I don't know. There's not enough information here to speculate on a brand new map, but the theme seems kind of cool. Yeah, okay, cool. And they're also moving Equinox, to being Scorch, Mayhem, and Breakthrough only, thank goodness, because screw that map. And then Firebase Echo is only in Supremacy, Mayhem, and Breakthrough as well. So that's great. You pretty much will never see those things, or very rarely for Firebase Echo in the Classic mix. So there's that. And then Elimination, we definitely talked about this in a video, is going to be coming to Crucible Labs. They're going to be testing different player counts, different rules and that sort of thing. So that will be coming, you know, very soon in the future. Couple other really quick changes. Heavy ammo. It is going to be very similar to how it was in Destiny 1, where it's team-based, but instead of one person picking it up and everyone getting it, once a person picks it up, everyone on that team has 7 seconds to get over to the heavy ammo, pick it up from the box, and get it. It doesn't matter how many people get the heavy ammo, you will get the same amount no matter what. Also, rank systems, they've been kind of restructured a little bit, so they're more resilient. So now whenever you lose a match, you don't automatically lose your entire win streak. It goes back 1 for Infamy and Valor. It goes back 2 for Glory. So if you're playing competitive, you lose a game, you'll go from like a 5-win streak to a 3-win streak. It won't reset you, saving you a ton of time. That's awesome. And then also the Glory one has been completely revamped, wherein it really kind of takes your skill rating as a player. Bungie already has been calculating this. It's used in skill-based matchmaking, but it takes it, it assigns you to where you are on the thing. So if you imagine like the ranking in Glory goes from like Guardian to Brave to Fabled to Mythic to Legend, I think. And so it takes your skill rating and it assigns you on the scale. So let's say like I'm a little bit better than average, I would say. You know, I've hit Legend twice, but I play with really good people. I would probably be in the like early Mythic rank, let's say. Like I'm a solid like 4 out of 5 player, let's say. So until I hit early Mythic, until I hit that rank, it is going to give me expedited glory gains up to that point. So I'll earn like twice or 3 times the amount. They didn't give us like an actual thing here, but I'll earn more and more and more and more until I hit that, the Mythic rank, and then it'll slow down to normal until I hit Legend. Also, I will lose less up until that point if I lose a game. That is pretty cool. So essentially, they're implementing their ranking system and they're using it to actually rank players, which is interesting. I'm not sure how that's going to work, though, because if people who aren't that great, you know, and are striving to get better, let's say you start the season as like a Fabled or something, and you really want to try to push into that Legend or Mythic or Legend area, I'm not really sure how that's going to work with that. So it'll be really interesting to see, but at least they are making iterations on this type of ranking system, because up to this point, it's been kind of a clusterfuck. So it's really nice to see them taking our feedback into account and just trying something new, you know, keep throwing things at it until it sticks. So there's that. They're going to keep listening to us over the next couple of weeks. So now we get into the part of the video where it is sandbox ability updates or tuning. So there's 2 sections of this, buffs and nerfs. I mentioned that earlier. The first section, buffs, pretty much just to supers. So bottom tree Night Stalker, pretty much one of the most useless trees in the game. It's pretty bad. They're fixing it a little bit, making it a lot more reliant on the dichotomy between you using your smoke grenade and you using like your actual void grenade. And it's really cool because they're giving a lot of buffs to your smoke grenade, so you're going to want to keep using it. So whenever you are invisible, and you can also make your allies invisible. I think you can already do that, but they specified it here, so I don't really know why. But you and everyone you made invisible gets plus 34, so that's 3 and almost a half ranks, because remember, these are in scales of 10 in Shadowkeep, so you get essentially plus 3 ranks to your armor, your recovery, and your agility, just making you harder to kill, make you heal faster and that sort of thing, making it good for like panic situations, or if you want to pop it on your team and run into a spawn, so there's that as well. It also makes you reload and handle faster, and it has been increased from 7 to 8 seconds, so that's cool. Killing tethered enemies now creates, I believe, more orbs. That's wrong, actually. Damaging enemies with your grenades reduces the cooldown of your smoke bomb. So once again, just that dichotomy playing between your smoke bomb and your invisibility grenade. I swear it creates more orbs, right? Maybe I'm just dumb. Who knows? That's further down. And the Mobius Quiver, all of the old provision perks where you actually make orbs, there it is, gets added into Mobius Quiver. So you don't lose that. You're just gaining functionality as well. But essentially, they're making it so you are going to want to play with your smoke grenades a little bit more. I think that's very cool. That was one of my favorite things in Destiny 1, running the sealed Ahamkara spine. So you got 2 smoke grenades and just, you know, using them all the time. Pretty good change. And I just realized it's actually the sealed Ahamkara grasps, I believe. Oh my goodness, I can't talk. And then Shadow Shot Super, your damage was actually increased in PvP, so it's a one-shot kill, and suppression on hit is more consistent. So if someone's coming at you with their super and you shoot them, they don't kill you with their super and then become suppressed, because that's real lame. So this is pretty freaking cool. So Shadow Shot, specifically bottom tree, a lot more feasible for things like Crucible. Now, really playing into the top tree is supposed to be more of like the PvE route. The bottom tree is more for Crucible, so that's pretty interesting. Now, top tree of the Sentinel. This is the one with Bubble, I believe. Also getting quite a revamp. So this one is based on like melee. So like whenever you get a kill, you get a overshield currently and that sort of thing. So all kills while the overshield is active from that perk I just mentioned grant melee energy. So you can get that back, get another shield. That's pretty cool. It also has like a surrounded type effect. All the values are there on screen. You can read them. If I just read you guys a list of like exact percentages for buffs and stuff, you're not going to remember anything. So if there's anything specific you're interested in, it's right here on screen. Rallying Force, melee kills heal nearby enemies. That's what it does now. Now you heal them 50% more. So 30 total to their health and shield together rather than 20. And then Ward of Dawn now has increased health. So they say they want people to pretty much use their entire super while breaking a Ward of Dawn, while most times not being able to kill the player inside of it. So that's kind of cool. It gives it more functionality, which I like. It, of course, now has Weapons of Light, which gives you 35% more weapon damage for 15 seconds. That's going to be very useful in things like raids, I believe. And then you get an additional super orb from 2, which it gives now, to 3 now. But I would like to say that's probably not as good as you think because of changes we're going to discuss in a second. The bottom tree, pretty much the dominant Sentinel tree for Crucible right now. It's pretty crazy. Now gave the shoulder charge the ability to suppress targets hit with your shoulder charge. That is a real ballsy move. You know, if someone, it's essentially like, why would you run Peregrine Greaves? Because, you know, you use them now to shut down supers, of course. But if a super's chasing you now, just shoulder charge them and use your exotic slot on something else. Very interesting. This is a powerful change. I think that is very, very good. And it's going to make bottom tree Sentinel even more dominant in the Crucible because you already get 2 shields in your super. It already lasts a hell of a long time. That's an interesting change. And remember, on top of this, you already get your suppressing grenades as well. So it's really playing on that dynamic. Bottom tree of Voidwalker. This is the one for Devour. It leaves behind a damaging area of effect pool. That's what it does now. It just does more damage. Cool. And then Well of Radiance now gives an additional orb as well, just like Ward of Dawn. But once again, not really a buff. It's kind of like secretly a nerf, which we'll talk about in a second. And then nerfs overall. Way of the Trapper Night Stalker, I believe that's top. You now do less damage. So like right now, if I tether you, everyone around you takes the same amount of damage. Now they take half the amount of damage that you take. So that has been reduced. This video is so long. A Flawless Execution now lasts a third of as long as it did. So now it's at 3 seconds rather than 9. Good, because, you know, people with Chaperone, slide, Chaperone, headshot, you're invisible. Slide, Chaperone, headshot, invisible, and that can go forever. So this fixes that. But as an unexpected result, Shattering Strike has also been reduced, so you only have 3 seconds to apply Shattering Strike to bosses and stuff. They are saying that they have prepared a fix, and they're going to be, you know, updating that soon after Shadowkeep goes live. Instant reloading has been changed. I'll save you time. All this is saying is that instead of auto-reloading, Titan Barricades, as well as Well of Radiances with Lunafactions and Warlock Rifts with Lunafactions, they don't automatically reload your weapons, they just make you reload faster. So, essentially, grenade launchers, rocket launchers, they're going to benefit the most because they have the smallest magazine size. Whisper might be coming back in because it doesn't mess with the perk anymore. Very interesting change, but until we know exactly how much these things increase your reload, and if it stacks with things like reloader perks on your gloves or exotics or those sorts of things, or perks coming from, I believe, like Coded the Defender, I believe, makes you reload faster if you get a melee kill, I think. Does that stack? These sorts of things. There's going to be a lot of testing on that one for people finding out how to most efficiently break the game. So definitely look out for that. This is what I'm talking about. Essentially, any orbs that are generated now give you 50% less super than they do now. So that sucks. But it's actually also might be kind of a good thing because if you think about in activities like the Reckoning, you pretty much always have your super because you can chain really effectively. So 50% less super from orbs, it'll make the game tougher, which will be a hard pill to swallow, but I think will make the game as a whole more fun in the long run. So there's that. And then all kills and assists give you 25% less super energy as well. Damage multipliers, we already did a video over this. Long story short, you can only apply 1 debuff to an enemy and 1 buff to yourself at a time. So right now, debuffs don't stack. So if you hit someone with like shoulder charge and or melting point rather, and then tractor, these things don't stack. Now damage buffs to yourself are going to work the same way. So if you're standing in a well of light, using like ascendant mods with hello, fuck if I know. Just, you know, we have like 20 damage multipliers that stack now. It only takes the one that affects you the most now. And pretty much, with the a few exceptions, you will only do damage corresponding to 1 debuff and 1 buff on your player, making it so we can't just essentially melt these bosses. I will be very interested to see if people can do Riven legit now. I feel like, or excuse me, Riven Cheese now, because I feel like you'll have to do her legit. I don't know if anyone will be able to do enough damage to do this. And, you know, we don't know what's happening with Outbreak, so that'll be really interesting as well. And then everything here, essentially all of these things have been nerfed slightly to make you do less damage. So there's that. And then all of these things, enemy debuffs were also weakened. So Shadow Shot doesn't make you do more damage, or as much damage as it made you. Tractor Cannon, Hammer Strike, Shattering Strike, all of these things have all been nerfed slightly. But for things like Hammer Strike or Shoulder Charge or Melting Point, whatever you want to call it, and Shattering Strike, their duration has been increased. So while you do less damage, you can do less damage for longer. So it'll probably even out in the long run. So there is that. Reduce super damage resistance. I can speak. Essentially, supers are easier to kill. Yay! So my hope is that Crucible will not be super dominated by supers anymore. That was a weird sentence. Didn't mean any of it. So there's nothing more annoying than being killed by the same freaking striker 4 times in one super, because even though you and your entire team and everyone that they know and their grandmothers and their favorite coffee shop owner are all shooting them directly at the same time, they have too much damage resistance and they don't die. So hopefully this fixes it without making supers obsolete. I want supers to be more powerful than they were in Destiny 1 without being as powerful as they are now. So hopefully these changes do it, and we shall see. And now, one of the most important parts of the video, sort of. So they saw that people were kind of leaking armor sets from packs, and they said, screw it, we'll do it ourselves. So this is the official reveal of a lot of armor sets, including the raid set. Cat, what are you doing? Including the raid set. So if you don't want any spoilers, please click off the video. Unfortunately, it's already been spoiled for me because it's been all over Reddit and Twitter and that sort of stuff. But we are going to discuss it. So 3, 2, 1, you've had your warning. So here we go. We've already been shown this armor set, the Dream Bane armor set, essentially going to be like the DLC armor set sort of thing that you get just from doing things on the moon during the DLC. They look pretty cool. Yeah, you know, they're obviously like modified astronaut uniforms. Very, very thematic, very cool. The raid ones. Yes, the raid armor is a reskin from Eververse. So that's kind of unfortunate. But, you know, this is my thoughts. A lot of people have been asking me to do a video on this. If I have to sacrifice super unique raid armor for everything that we've gotten for this season, I will do it any day of the week. I mean, we're getting a lot of content, right? We're getting a full season worth of content on top of a full Rise of Iron size DLC. You know, I care more about that the raid is good and replayable than the raid armor looks, you know, reskinned. And that being said, I would take a reskinned armor set over whatever the hell we got in Spire of Stars and Eater of Worlds any day of the week, okay? Reskin the same armor set 4 times and put it in raids, I will still not be as disgusted as those 2 armor sets. So there's that. And plus, I mean, they look pretty dope too, right? Like, this one's a pretty clear reskin, the Titan one, but the Hunter and Warlock ones they're changed quite a bit. They look really cool. I love how they're all spiky and vexy and stuff. And we don't know if there's going to be ornaments or anything like that. I think they look really good. But yeah, they're reskins. It's unfortunate. But if that's a hit we have to take to get other cool stuff, then I'm happy to take it. Then we have the substitutional armor set. This is from seasonal activities, the free season rank rewards and the premium season rank rewards. So whenever you buy the season pass, you automatically get this. Looks pretty cool. It reminds me a lot of Venus from Destiny 1. It's got, you know, the same color scheme. Looks very good, very vexy. And then you get ornaments. So you get this automatic. Holy shit, that is awesome. Okay, so you get this automatically whenever you know, you can earn it. I think it was like on rank like 25 or something. Whenever, or 32, something like that. Whenever you know, if you're on the free track, you get it immediately. If you're on the paid track, this is an armor set you can only get from the paid track. It is universal ornaments, so you'll be able to use this on any armor set in the game. These should have been the raid ornaments, by the way, but whatever. Holy shit, this Titan is the coolest fucking thing I've ever seen. Look at that. My man's got a freaking 3 feet foot blade, 3 foot blade. Yeah, that's right. On his arm. That's sick. This Titan set is never leaving my character. Hunter set's pretty cool. The mask is kind of Splinter Cell-y. I don't really like the Warlock one that much, but that's fine. The Titan set was the one that was lacking from the raid, in my opinion, so I'll probably be using this. And then the 2 armor sets there. It looks so good. So good. So I'm very happy with the set. Then the Iron Banner set also looks quite good. I'm glad we're finally stepping away from like the freaking samurai theme that we've had for 2 years. This is, you know, more astronaut-y and more representative of our season. Like this a lot. So glad we're stepping away from that. And then the new Eververse armor set. This is kind of also unfortunate because, like, look how unique this is compared to the stuff up there. This is probably a reskin too. This kind of looks like a reskin of the old Iron Banner set. So I wouldn't be surprised if all of this was. But it looks really cool. I love this spiky boy. I love the horns. It looks really good. It looks really, really, really good. Favorite armor sets are definitely going to be the Phenotype Plasticity Universal armor sets, though. So fucking cool. So good. Yeah, and then here's all the armor sets you can get year 2. Pretty much everything but the old Faction Rally armor sets and everything but the old Trials of the 9 armor sets. So that is everything. This was over a 20-minute video. I'm so sorry about that. I just didn't have time to edit it down, and I just wanted to get it out, give my thoughts, and see what you guys thought about all of this. I appreciate your guys' faces. Let me know what you guys think about all of this down in the comment section below. Are you happy with the Crucible changes? Are you happy with the buffs, the nerfs? Would you like to see anything else? That sort of thing. And what do you think about the armor situation? Are you that mad about the raid armor set? Or does this absolute beauty make up for it? So let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. And then also they did tell us that sandbox weapon changes are coming next week. So Sunshot will have 12 rounds in the magazine. Graviton Lance is getting a 30% PvE damage increase. This is what I'm really interested in because we'll find out about all of our exotics. What happens to Outbreak? Are they rebuffing Whisper? All of these things we'll find out next week. And of course, I'll make a video about that as well. So once again, let me know what you guys think about all these things down in the comment section below. Sorry for the kind of sloppy video format, but you know, I have stuff to do. Have a fantastic night. I love your faces. If you're interested in watching either of the 2 videos on screen, you can click their respective annotation to be taken to them. If you're brand new to my channel, make sure to hit the giant version of my logo on screen to be subscribed to my awesome Destiny 2 videos and live streams. Thank you guys so much for watching it today, and I'll see you in my next video.